All right, guys, here we go on Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and we're back for another live stream today, guys. As we're closing out the year, as we're coming in here, it is December 29th. There's a lot of things happening in the market right now. Silver making new all-time highs over $80, then pulling back 14+%. We're going to be covering what is happening with silver's price. Gold also having a nice retracement back to the $4,300 area, potentially lower. And Bitcoin once again continues in the chop zone, faking everybody out, hitting 90,000 overnight, getting people riled up and ready for a big rally before pulling back down again. We're going to be covering what's happening here. Some other big news coming out with XRP, Uniswap, and a few others as well. So lots of news to cover, lots of critical charts to cover as well for different assets here. And guys, like always, make sure you guys are tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's get right into it. First off, let's just get right into Bitcoin, right? Let's get Bitcoin out of the way here. Bitcoin last night, I warned everybody in the Crypto Citadel. If you don't believe me, I got the receipts right here for you guys, right? I warned everybody of, oops, that's not it. This right here. I warned everybody that we're going to come up to this 2-week average of 89,100. We actually extended and hit the monthly open before pulling back towards this gold pocket, right? So we overextended a little bit, but overall we hit all the targets, came up, hit the monthly open, got rejected, and went right back down to our gold pocket of 86,700 for Bitcoin. Bitcoin here remains in a weekly downtrend. We are still in a downtrend. The 4-hour not looking too great right now. It's trying to hold above 87,345, but if that area is lost, begin to start dropping down lower, is lost, we are looking for 85.2 down to 83.7 for Bitcoin. Now, that's Bitcoin, what we're looking for here in the short term to the downside. Now, obviously, to the upside, we need to get above this monthly open of 90,300 to have any continuation to the upside above 90,000. So unless we're above the monthly open of 90,400, we're still looking for lower for Bitcoin here. But you guys need to understand, the month is coming to a close here in the next 2 days. When the year closes, January 1st, we're going to be getting a new yearly range. We're going to be getting a new 6-month range, a new quarterly range, a new monthly range, a ton of massive macro range data coming out in multiple time frames that are not just coming out for Bitcoin. They're coming out for Bitcoin, silver, gold, and every other asset out there. So lots of macro data coming out, which is really going to help us analyze and get a better picture of what is happening for Q1 of 2026. Now, the Crypto Citadel has already got the inside scoop. We've already game planned on what we're looking for Q1, and we're looking for a pretty big move, around 50% move, right? So obviously I can't let you guys know what it is because that's what the Crypto Citadel is for. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. Let's move on over to silver, right? Silver over here melting away. Well, this is actually gold. Gold over here melting away right now. What happened? Well, we were in a nice uptrend last week. We opened up right at $4,532, quickly lost the weekly open, and we were in a very tight consolidation between the previous day all throughout Sunday. We quickly just hit 45.51, which is right below the previous week high, opened up at 45.32, and rotated the previous week range to the downside. We lost the previous week EQ and continued to melt down through all of our targets between 44.29 all the way down to 43.33. We've currently hit this. We have fallen below the previous week low of 43.55 for gold. So unless gold can start to reclaim this previous week low later this week, I do not expect us to continue any continuation to the upside. If we get rejected at 43.55 for gold, targets to the downside to be looking for are 42.26 to 42.08 in the short term for gold. Let's see here. I appreciate every single one of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's quick little chat here says, what is it called when a chameleon can't change color? Reptile dysfunction. That was a funny one. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, guys, let's see here. Make sure you guys are all jumping in here. Appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Make sure you're dropping your altcoins into the chat, or any other stock or altcoin or whatever you guys want covered. We're covering stocks, altcoins, commodities, anything you guys want, we're covering here. So those are the targets for gold to the downside. Now silver, also warned the Crypto Citadel about silver last night. In case people don't understand that I got the receipts, here they are, right? I warned of a drop down. We came down to the weekly average. We had a bounce, and I said, hey, we're looking for this 68.95 target in the short term. And guess what? We're not there just yet, but we're well on our way there, right? So we lost this weekly average. I suspected we lost the previous week uptrend, this very volatile, not volatile, but very steep uptrend only, right? Everybody is right now piling at the stores trying to gobble up as much silver as possible. You see all these silver investors now coming out making videos pretending that they're Bitcoin holders, saying, I'm buying more silver. I'm buying. I'm never selling. I'm just buying. Guys, have they never looked at a silver chart? Because I'm going to show you what the silver chart historically looks like. But here in the short term, right, we have fallen back into the previous week range for silver. Being inside this range, being below the previous week EQ of $73 puts us in direction of coming down to this 68.95 to 68.57 just to start. If these areas do not hold and we continue to drop lower, we do have targets for silver between 66 all the way down to $59 again. And I know some of you guys might not believe it, don't want to believe it, that we're going to be seeing silver dropping lower. And it doesn't have to happen right now. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow, right? Just how we had a very nice rally to the upside, we can have a sideways chop consolidation, which takes a few weeks to drop all the way down to $59. It doesn't need to be an instant liquidation. But nonetheless, these rapid rises in prices are definitely met with sharp drawbacks. So let's jump out here to the monthly here for silver. Let's turn off some of these indicators so this is more readable. And here we go. Let's make sure we are in logarithmic. And guys, look at this. Look at these price targets, guys. So historically, look at what silver's done. Let's actually jump out to the 3 month or something, because let's jump out here to the 3 month. A lot more visible. So historically, 1980 silver tops out at around $48. From 1980 all the way to 1993, 13 years of dropping before bottoming. Then from 1993 to 03, sideways chop. So another 10 years of sideways chop. So 23 years of down and to the side for silver. We have another major rally starting in 2003 all the way to 2011. We top out again at $48, reaching right above, just a little bit, a few cents above the previous peak of 1980. What happens from 2011 all the way till 2019, 2020, we are dropping down to $12. No, so that means another 9 years of dropping. Since then, we climbed up. Then we went sideways for a fefew years, for 3 years, from 2020 to 2023. We rallied to 30 and just went sideways to 16. Now, recently, we are running again. Yes, can we run towards $130, give or take? Potentially, there's a case for that. But these major rallies in silver, people that are saying, oh, I'm just buying silver, buy, and never sell, right? That is the worst mentality. That is the dumbest thing to say right now, because you say something like that without looking at this chart that says, hey, every time silver peaks out, it is a multi-year, aka almost a decade long or more. So 23 years here, 9 to 12 years over here of down and sideways, right? So over a decade of silver price action going down and to the side. Why would you want to hold an asset for over a decade that is doing nothing but dropping in value and chopping sideways? Sell at the peaks. Take those profits, right? This is what the importance of looking at charts is. People that are saying that are not looking at charts. Oh, I just dollar cost average. Oh, I just buy. Okay, that's great. You know what? I'll wait to dollar cost average silver when we come back down below $40. I'm not buying silver at 70 or 80 or $100, right? That just doesn't make any financial sense at all to do that. As you can see here, historically, these massive peaks lead to massive pullbacks, multi-year long pullbacks. Why would I want to buy something at 80 to $100 and then spend the next 10 years in the red? I'll just wait for the pullback and then I'll buy. So that is the importance of reading charts, guys. If you guys are not reading charts, make sure you guys are tapping those likes right now. Make sure you guys are tapping that screen on TikTok. Fill up those like meters, guys. Let's get 1,000. Let's get 1,000 likes here. Drop a 1 into the chat if you're looking to buy silver right now. Drop a 1 into the chat if you're looking to buy silver right now. Yeah, what do you call a Mexican who doesn't like protein powder? No way, Jose. That was a good one. That's a good one. So make sure you guys are smashing those likes. Make sure you guys are tapping those likes on TikTok, filling up those like meters. Drop a 1 into the chat if you're looking to buy silver right now. If you feel like you're FOMOing into silver, if you feel like you're missing out and you really want a piece of that silver and gold, drop a 1 into the chat right now so I know what you guys are thinking. Drop a 1 into the chat. Now, in the meantime, we're going to cover some news here, right? Russia's largest lender, Bank, explores crypto-backed loans with a Bitcoin mining company. This is massive. This is something that people need to be paying attention to. Bitcoin-backed loans are going to be a thing in the future, and not in the distant future, in the near future. We're getting a ton of regulation coming in right now, allowing banks to play with Bitcoin, to hold Bitcoin, to sell Bitcoin. PNC Bank, just a few weeks ago, announced that you can, as a client, you can call them and have them buy Bitcoin for you. So you can buy Bitcoin through their investment vehicles. So the fact that Bitcoin-backed loans are happening in Russia. Russia is experimenting a lot with Bitcoin and crypto overall as they're mining a ton of Bitcoin over there. They're trying to obviously be able to create a reserve. Everybody around the world right now is trying to find reserve assets. Bitcoin, gold, silver, right? We're seeing all these prices of copper and platinum and all these other precious metals, flying through the roof. That tells us a lot of different things here. Obviously, one, an escape away from fiat. But that it does not justify that silver is going to go up forever. Silver will have pullbacks. It's not the big shift that everybody's waiting for. But overall, let's get back here on topic. The fact that Russia is exploring this is coming to the United States. People are going to be able to have mortgages with Bitcoin, right, as their Bitcoin collateral. They're going to be doing a lot of this happening overall around the world, and Russia is working with them, right? The United States is going to be doing this as well. Very, very important stuff here to see traditional banking systems now exploring Bitcoin as a loan, something that they called too risky, something that they never wanted to touch, right? But now they're looking to use it so that people can purchase and people can take out loans in the regular traditional banks. Because if they don't, right, if they do not adopt Bitcoin and crypto, everyone is just going to go to DeFi. You're going to be able to pull out loans on the DeFi networks off your Bitcoin, off your Ethereum, off any other of these assets, and you're just going to be able to do that. And the banks are losing money. They're losing clientele. They're losing all those fees that they could be getting for management, right? All that interest rate. They're missing it out because DeFi is undercutting them. So they have to get involved. So this is very bullish. We got Michael Saylor over here. His company has announced another purchase. What was it? What's their latest purchase? So they've, let's see. A total of 1,229 Bitcoin were purchased between December 22nd and the 28th of 2025. Average price per Bitcoin purchase was $88,568. Crypto Blood in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. So they're buying up more Bitcoin. Everybody that's concerned about MicroStrategy, yes, these Bitcoin treasury companies are definitely a big plot hole on the next big implosion for Bitcoin. But I don't think strategy is going to lead that way. I think a lot of other companies are going to be the cause of it because they're trying to copy strategy and they might not fully understand. Right now, strategy has its own problems. They're concentrating a very large amount of Bitcoin. Right, they're going for like 2% of the supply at this point in time, something like that. Don't quote me, but I know they got about 1%, and I think they're going for 2%. And obviously, we don't want to see major concentrations of Bitcoin in companies like this or just in companies in general. But somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the chosen one, right? If nobody's going to buy Bitcoin, strategy is going to buy Bitcoin. So this has always been the same problem that everyone talks a bunch of smack about Bitcoin, but if you're not going to buy it, somebody's going to buy it, right? If you don't want these whales buying up all the Bitcoin, then you buy Bitcoin. You buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, right? But nobody wants to buy Bitcoin. Everybody wants to buy Bitcoin only at the lowest price point. Perfect example, 2022, Bitcoin's down at 15,000. Nobody wanted to buy Bitcoin. Oh no, it's going down to 8. It's going down to 10. Guess what? Strategy doesn't care. Michael Saylor says, buy it up. Buy it all up. Hit the buy button. We're down at 80, we're buying. We're down at 60, we're buying. All that FUD that they were going to collapse and they were going to start selling all their Bitcoin. Now, meanwhile, that is a scenario to be watching out for. Meanwhile, strategy can continue to raise money, to continue buying Bitcoin and taking out loans. He's going to keep doing it. He's going to keep doing it. Crypto Blood says, gotta commend Saylor for his commitment to crashing out. Yeah, man. He's in it. Get rich or get wrecked, right? It's like all in or nothing for Michael Saylor. So he keeps on buying the dip. The more he buys the dip down here and lower, right? Can we still have a chance of dropping down to $67,000 for Bitcoin in Q1 or in Q2 of 2026? Yes. But guess what? We got Michael Saylor buying. So the question is going to be, are you going to buy Bitcoin or are you going to let strategy and all these whales buy up all the Bitcoin? Because then when all the whales like strategy buy up a ton of Bitcoin, they own multiple percents of the supply. And Bitcoin's at 200, 300,000, whatever it is in the future. Oh, man, Bitcoin's too expensive for me. Oh, man, all these whales bought it. Well, you could have bought it too, but nobody did. Nobody did. Everybody wants to buy the meme coins. Everybody wants to buy the cheap penny stocks, right? Nobody wants to buy the long-term assets. Let's go take a look over here. BitMine locks up $1 billion in Ether as big corporates stake ETH for yield, right? This is a big thing for Ethereum that hasn't even really started on the Ethereum ETFs yet. The staking, the fact that they can buy Bitcoin, which makes the big differentiation between why to buy a Bitcoin ETF versus why buying Ethereum on the ETF, right? In general for traditional markets. Because not only can you buy Ethereum, you can also stake it and get a yield off of it, right? And start producing money from what you actually been purchasing and locking up and holding in the long term. Something we can't do with Bitcoin now. Now, that is going to change in the future with Bitcoin. With, they're going to create some DeFi protocols, some yields to be able to produce yields off Bitcoin. I know that's coming. Not a lot of people are focusing on it, but it is coming. Not everybody's just going to buy Bitcoin and just have it there, right? But right now, Ethereum is leading the way on this, and they're the easiest way to do it right now. So this is going to be a big shift. The minute that ETFs can start staking Ethereum at large capacity, right, we're going to be seeing a lot more Ethereum being locked up and just starting to be held a longer term, which is going to help the price of ETH appreciate over time, because the Ethereum ETF's biggest problem is they don't have a big differentiation from Bitcoin. So why am I going to buy Ethereum ETF and hold it when I can buy Bitcoin? Bitcoin's been performing better. Well, now they have a reason, right? If they can stake their Ethereum and make a yield off of it, in the meantime, yeah, it might not be performing as much as Bitcoin. ETH is going to continue to make money and bring new investors in. So this is massive. Obviously, BitMine with Tom, what's his name? Not Tom Lee. Is it Tom Lee? I don't think it's Tom Lee. Whatever their name is, right? They're buying up a bunch of Bitcoin, a bunch of Ethereum. They're locking it up. They're creating the Ethereum treasury companies, which are competing against the Bitcoin treasury companies. And meanwhile, they have this yield factor of staking is going to be very beneficial and, is going to attract a lot more money towards it. Now, we got Ripple, XRP, Escrow, our boy, Jake Claver, is out here talking smack, right? Saying there's no reason to be worried. There's no price shock because don't worry, guys. Ripple's time-locked XRP escrow controls the supply. We've known this. We've known this forever. But for whatever reason, over here, where they're coming out saying, don't worry, Ripple can't suddenly unlock more XRP outside of the schedule, right? Whatever their schedule is, that's only how much they can do and keep into circulation, which keeps the circulation controlled and avoids price dips. Caused by excess asset circulation. Okay. So why was XRP down at 50 cents for 8 years, right? This goes back to the same jack squat argument that the Ripple community keeps talking about. If any crypto asset today launched with an escrow of over 50% or whatever it was that XRP launched at and said, well, we're going to hold it and we're going to slowly drip it out over the next 10 years, most people will not be okay with that. Everybody wants projects launching with 80+% of the supply already out. Nobody wants a project with 50 or plus percent in escrow that's slowly going to be dripped out because they know it's going to be dump city. It's going to be dump city. And that's what XRP has been doing. So even though this guy's out here talking smack, trying to keep people calm from price action dropping, price action for XRP is still dropping, right? Price is still dropping. And there was a comment over here that I said, he explained, although the assets are locked in escrow and cannot be circulated until the scheduled date, Ripple could sell its rights to receive the tokens in advance. So they could literally sell the rights to receive all the tokens in advance. This suggests that although liquidity does not change, the rights to future assets can be reassigned or monetized within their decision, as the community looks forward to the escrow release on January 1st, yada, yada, yada. So, AKA, Ripple still got a card up their sleeve where they can still change the game and completely change how the escrow is working every single day, right? At any point in time. So this is definitely something to be looking at. So let's go look at the XRP chart here for everybody that loves some good old XRP. Let's see what XRP is doing for you guys, because I'm pretty sure it's a big load of nothing. A big load of nothing, and a bunch of you guys were trapped buying the top. So let's zoom out here to the daily. Let's turn this indicator off. Let's turn this off. Let's zoom it out here. Boom. So look at this XRP chart, baby. Nothing but down, right? Since we topped out at $3.66 back in July of 2025, XRP has consistently made lower highs after lower high after lower high after lower high, dropping lower and lower and lower. We are below the $2 threshold, and we are actually closing the most daily candles below it. All right, we've dipped below this $2 price point. Short period of time back in April of 2025, we spent 1, 2, 3, 4 days. On the fourth day, we got back above it, right? Then over here in October, November, we dipped 2 days below it, got back above it. Now we've spent like a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, about 2 weeks below this $2 price point, holding this $1.77 support, right? If XRP loses the support at 177, if Bitcoin dumps back down lower, XRP is going to drop on your head like it's always done, down to 149 to as low as 112. To as low as 112. And it does not mean that we don't have targets down at 50 cents. If we lose the $1 mark, right, we have targets between 77 all the way back down to 37 cents for XRP. So right now in the short term for XRP, I am expecting targets if Bitcoin does have that pullback, right, goes down towards that $67,000 price point, give or take. I am looking for XRP to drop down to 112. I am looking for XRP to drop down to 112. And it's been the most bullish year for XRP ever, right? They got ETFs now. They've got the lawsuit got dropped. All the good stuff happened for XRP. All the stuff that they wanted topped out at $3.66, my friend. This is the world reserve asset here. This is what's going to take over, flip the switch any minute now. XRP can't get above $4. Can't get above $4. Now, last here on the list is Uniswap executes 100 million uni burn after governance approval. So let's dive into this here. Right, Uniswap has executed a major token burn following the approval of its long-anticipated fee burning proposal, removing 100 million uni worth roughly $596 million at current prices from the protocol's treasury. On-chain data shows that the burn transaction was completed around 4:30 a.m. UTC on December 28th, confirming the first large-scale implementation of the governance decision passed earlier this week. The highly anticipated Uniswap protocol fee switch, dubbed unification, passed on Thursday with 99.9% support. More than 125 million unit tokens were cast in favor of the proposal, compared with just 742 tokens voting against, underscoring broad consensus among token holders. Several crypto heavyweights with significant voting power backed the unification, yada yada yada. So lab interface fees are set to 0. 100 million are burned for the treasury. Fees are on the V2 and a set for V3 pools on mainnet. Unichain fees flow to Uniburn after OP and layer 1 data cost. Let the burn begin. Burning is good for price increase, right? We're burning supply here, allowing this to continue to push the price up, because Uniswap, at the end of the day, it is the largest DEX out there. One of the largest DEXs out there in all of crypto, right? Because it's run mainly on Ethereum. It's now obviously it's branched out to many other blockchains, right? They've got BNB, they've got Base, they've got Avalanche, they've got a bunch of stuff out there. They've got a bunch of stuff on Uniswap. Maybe not Avalanche. I don't know why I said that. But overall, they have used and reached out to as many chains as they possibly can. One of the biggest exchange DEXs out there overall, especially being on Ethereum. There's no reason why Uniswap's price should be as low as it is, right? So the fact that Uniswap is starting to burn fees, as well as with the Fusaka update with Ethereum, I think it's going to be very beneficial for Uniswap and Ethereum overall. As Ethereum price increases and more swaps happen on Uniswap, Uniswap is going to increase a lot more rapidly now with this burning mechanism. Let's jump back here into the chat real quick and see here. So drop a 1 into the chat real quick for Uniswap. Do you guys hold Uniswap in the chat? Do you guys hold Uniswap? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're holding Uniswap or are interested in Uniswap. Drop a 2 if you're like, Uniswap is just not for me. Uniswap is garbage. I think we back up the truck at 37 to load up. Mr. Glass or Mr. Grass, Mr. 1, I don't know, Mr. 1Gs. Yeah, if XRP drops down to 37 cents, definitely going to be a whole lot better area to accumulate, right, than at over $2. I was telling everybody, people accumulating XRP over $2 was going to be a massive, dumb mistake. So far, I've been proven right that accumulating over $2 just made absolutely no sense at all. And I definitely think there's a big drop towards that one, at least towards that $1 price point. There's going to be a big drop coming, and it's going to get a lot of people. It's going to catch a lot of people by surprise. It's going to catch a lot of people by surprise. A lot of 2s in the chat. A lot of people not liking Uniswap. Very surprised that a lot of people are not holding Uniswap. Let's jump back here into the chat here. Make sure you guys are dropping any altcoins you guys want covered into the chat as well. Buying silver all through 2011, 2024. So Proton Magic, fantastic play. You were buying silver throughout the last, 10 plus years. Fantastic. Now it's time to take profits, right? Because if you were buying throughout 2011, right? 2011 was around $29, right? Then we dropped down to $13, came down as low as 11, and all the way to 2024, we were all around $22. So tons of profit with being at $72 to $89, right? We hit like $90 for silver, or close to. We hit 82, 83 bucks. So massive profit. Now's the time to take some profits. Obviously not financial advice. You do whatever you want, right? But that's what you do. You buy an asset for many years, long-term investor. You have a massive rally, a massive breakout. You're up over 168% on silver. Time to take profits. That's what profits are for. right? Don't be afraid of taking profits. The only people that go broke are the people that do not take profits. You don't take profits, you're going to get wrecked every single time. Every single time. Let's jump back here into the chat, see what people are saying. Why would XRP drop? Oh, very simple. XRP is going to drop, not because of the escrow, right? But because of the simple fact that Bitcoin still has a potential drop down to $74,000 to $67,000, right? That is still a target and a possible play for Bitcoin before pushing back over 100. We can even push back over to 100, all the way up to 114, get rejected, and then drop down to 67. $67,000 Bitcoin is not off the table by any means at all right now, right? We need to be pushing well above 126,000 to say that 67 is off the table. To say 67 is off the table. So with that argument being made that Bitcoin can drop to 67,000, that is going to drag XRP down. Altcoins are not immune to Bitcoin pulling down. Yes, they're down 80+% already. Guess what? They can drop another 80+%, and XRP is no exception to the game. Everybody talking a bunch of smack about how XRP is immune and XRP is going to break out and XRP is never going to be below $2. Guess what? $1.77, folks. $1.77, and we still got room to drop to $1.12. Should I sell XRP? I am 1K down, 33%. Hey, man, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you when to sell, when to buy. But if you were buying above $2, I personally believe that was a mistake. Zback, you're talking about Zcash? Zcash? We'll take a look at Zcash here. Should I, thoughts on XRP? I already covered my thoughts on XRP. XRP's price targets to the downside if Bitcoin pulls back again, living over 2 weeks below $2 right now, holding support at 177. If Bitcoin does dump lower, XRP is in trajectory to go down to $1.12. $1.12. I want to make some money. How much for your signals? Nessie, great question, right? You can join the Crypto Citadel. It is $149 a month. $149 a month, which is about $5 a day to be in the Crypto Citadel right now. And you can get 50% off your first month to try it out. 50% off your first month to try it out with the code Citadel50. When you sign up, go to my link tree, right? You go to my link tree, you hit here, you'll get access, you'll jump right over here, you get daily trade analysis, trade setups, my trading course, my exclusive trading indicators, my live trading sessions that are from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, and my trade signals for day trades and swing trades. We're covering crypto. We're covering commodities like gold and silver. We're covering stocks, NVIDIA, Tesla, and whatever any other stock that you want analysis on. We're doing macro long-term analysis for the long-term holders and investors. We're doing daily trade setups for the people that want to be daily trading as well. You get access to all of that for $149, $5 a month, $5 a day, I should say. And you can get 50% off your first month to do it with the code Citadel50. Also, in the link tree, you will see here a free trading webinar 101. If you want to start learning how to trade, but you're like, hey, man, I just don't know if, joining the Crypto Citadel will be right for me and your trading course. The free webinar happening this Sunday, January 4th, is for you. Click on it and sign up right now. We are going live on January 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern time for an hour-long trading 101 to help you identify market structure, resistance, supports, and targets within that market structure. And it's completely free, guys. You guys can sign up, join, register for the webinar. We're going to do the webinar already this Sunday coming up. It's coming up fast. So make sure you guys are signing up. It is absolutely free. After the webinar, you're going to have a way better idea of what we're going to be covering in the Crypto Citadel trading course, which obviously extends into way more advanced topics. You're going to be understanding what the trading course is all about. You're going to be understanding what the Crypto Citadel is all about, and you're going to have a better idea if this is the right place for you, right? Because maybe it's not. Maybe learning how to trade is not for you. Maybe this trading strategy is not for you, and that's okay. But coming to this free webinar is going to give you and answer all the questions that you had about whether this is going to be right for you or not. So make sure you guys are signing up for free. It's happening, like I said, Sunday, January 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's in 5 days and 22 hours, and it's absolutely free. Make sure you're signing up right now with the link in my bio to get access and RSVP. There is limited spots, guys. There is limited spots. So make sure you're RSVPing and getting a spot to this webinar. Not everybody can join, unfortunately. There is a limited spot. Let's jump back over here into the chat. Jake says XRP will hit $750 before the end of December. What do you think? Arnett, fantastic question. Very easy to answer. You really think XRP is going to hit $750 if in the next 2 days? Do you think XRP is going to hit $10 in the next 2 days? Do you think XRP is going to hit $5 in the next 2 days? No, it just isn't. So that $750 target ain't going to happen even in the next 5 to 10 years. Ain't going to happen. So, yeah, Jake is losing his mind, let me tell you. Basically, you will hold my hand. LOL, I want to trade some XRP and build wealth this year. I see you. I'm not holding hands, but yes, in the live trading sessions, we will be trading together. You will be understanding my analysis. Obviously, the number one thing is you going through the trading course. Once you understand the trading course, you can also join the live trading sessions with me, and you will see my analysis live as I take trades myself, right? I win some, I lose some, I win more than I lose. That's okay. Losing is part of the game, but you will be there live. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to see why I'm taking the trades that I'm taking, which will help you understand the trading course better as it is happening, and it's constant practice. That's all it is. It's constant practice. Let's jump over here. No problem. I'm here to help as much as I possibly can. Time to DCA if sitting on losses. Maybe it's time to harvest some of those losses as well. Thought about that? Let's see here. Sell XRP route down, then rebuy or keep and buy more low. So I don't know what your position into XRP is. If you got in below $1, we're currently sitting at $1.80, $1.86. You're still in massive profits. Taking profits now is not a terrible idea. Like I said, not a financial advisor, not telling you what to do. But if I got in below $1 and I was sitting at $1.86, I really need that money. I don't want to let it ride all the way back to $1 or less. I would take some profits. Ideally, you would have taken some profits when we were well above $2, but you probably didn't because you were FOMOing at the mouth because everybody was saying in the XRP community how XRP was going to go to $10, $100, and it was going to take over the world. And now you've realized that they're all wrong. They've been wrong for the last 8+ years. Every single XRP content creator has been wrong about everything about XRP. Don't be fooled just because XRP had a rally to $3.66. Think that they are some type of genius, because even I, one of the biggest XRP haters in all of history of XRP, I probably stand alone at this on this hill, right? Since I got into crypto, XRP's always been known as the banker's coin, and I got into crypto to get away from the banks, not to empower them with XRP. Always thought XRP was going to hit $3 to $5, and I'm on record saying that in multiple videos all over YouTube and TikTok, saying that yes, XRP can reach $3 to $5, but 10 to 100 to 589 to a $10,000 buyback, a $50,000 buyback, none of that was going to happen. All of that was garbage. All of that was fugazi. So every single XRP community, every single XRP content creator out there has been absolutely wrong about XRP every single step of the way. Don't be fooled just because, oh, I told you guys it was going to pump. Guys, everything pumped. Cardano pumped. Algorand pumped. Just because the price pumped doesn't mean that anything they've ever said has been right. So, yeah. I'm going to calm down with the rant. You guys know XRP gets me going. Why take profit when you can hold it for the long haul? For the long haul? Well, yeah, you can hold anything for the long haul, but do you want to hold it? If you bought at 50 cents, okay, sure, whatever, hold it. If you don't want to take any profits, whatever. But you got to think about it. As an investor, as a smart financial move, if you bought at 50 cents, You sell at $2, right? Let's just say $2 flat. Even though you missed the top of 380, 366, you sell at $2. XRP comes back to $1. You can rebuy all the XRP you sold and still keep profits on your side. You can still keep profits and still buy back your entire stack at a lower price point if it drops to $1 or lower again, right? So that's the smart financial move. Continue to rebuy your stack and still keep profits on the side. But if you just forever put money in and never pull money out, you're going to go broke. You're going to go broke. Question, do you use Coinbase to trade? Because I tried so many exchanges. I need VPN. So Nessie, I don't trade on Coinbase. I trade on WEEX. You don't need a VPN. I don't know where you are. Maybe you're in New York or some restricted area. I'm not sure. But generally, all of the United States are pretty much free to use anything like BitUnix, use Blowfin, WEEX, ZoomX, and many other exchanges out there. You can trade on Coinbase, though. You can trade on Coinbase. If you're going to be trading on Coinbase, I suggest you do the membership, the member one thing. It's like a $30 to $50 a month. It reduces your fees, your trading fees to zero. Extremely beneficial. So use that. It's just you're going to have to be using very low leverage. Coinbase does not have high leverage. So you're going to be using low leverage. You're in Cali, so you should be fine. I think you should be fine. XRP will not go anywhere. Well, it's going somewhere. It's going down right now. I can tell you that. What do you think about H-bar? Let's go take a look at H-bar. H-bar, where are you, my friend? So H-bar here, also in a major downtrend, just like XRP since back in July, just making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Currently finding support here around 10 cents, having a little bit of a bounce, but still overall in a macro downtrend for H-bar. Next big targets to the downside if H-bar keeps. So next big targets to the downside if we lose 10 is between 8 to 6 cents for H-bar. Obviously, we still have a target to the upside around 24 cents to between 24 to 33 cents to the upside. Just obviously not going to be happening before 2026. I can tell you that. It's not going to be happening in the next 2 days. How can I join? If you want to join the Crypto Citadel, if you want to join the free trading webinar, whatever it is that you want to join, all of it is available in my link tree. The link is in my profile. Where the heck is this thing? You go to my link tree. You want to sign up for the free webinar, sign up. You want to access the Crypto Citadel, whether lifetime or month to month, you guys can access this right here. Click it. If you're signing up for the webinar, just sign up. It's free. If you're signing up for the Crypto Citadel, right, use code Citadel50. You'll get 50% off your first month. 50% off your first month. So make sure you are signing up and doing that if that's what you want to do. And if you want to get lifetime access, you definitely can get lifetime access as well. Just join the Pengu targets. Oh man, I like Pengu. Pengu is probably my favorite meme coin. If there's any meme coin that might have some possibility of upside, it is going to be Pengu. Told you to short XRP. You didn't listen. Why? I have been listening. What are you talking about? I've been talking about shorting XRP forever. Link, the only coin to buy now. Link is definitely a good one. We'll take a look at Link here in just a second. Let's go take a look at Pengu, and then we'll circle back to Link. So Pengu here obviously has come back, hit all of our targets to the downside. All right, there have already been hit when we had that liquidation event on October 10th. But nonetheless, we've come back and retested all these targets here. So let me actually start getting rid of all this stuff. Clean up this chart here. And let's look at some more. Let's, what is this? This is June to September. All right, let's get the last 2 months here. November 30th. All right. We have a monthly or a bi-monthly. We have a bi-monthly MPOC up here. Let's see what the monthly VWAPs on the monthly averages are looking like. We have a monthly average up here as well. So targets for Pengu in the short term to the upside are between 0.014 to 0.019 to the upside. If we reclaim the previous 2-month range, those are the targets we're looking for to the upside here in the short term. Now, to the downside, we still have a target at half a penny, right? So half a cent is our next big target to the downside for Pengu. Let's see. Hey, good to see you too. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's the app name? The link is in my profile, guys. If you go to my profile, the link that's there, click it, and that is going to get you to all the stuff that you need. Are you in the trenches also? I'm not in the trenches. I do not trade the meme coin trenches, guys. I trade Bitcoin, XRP, gold, silver, right? Stuff like that. Large asset things. I am not in the trenches with the meme coins. That is full garbage, waste of time. Let's see here. Thoughts on H bar? I already covered H bar. I already gave you my targets for H bar. Let's go take a look at Link here. Link, or I should say chain link. Well, actually, let me just put crypto only. That way it knows. Link, get my chart here. Boom. So chain link right now, sitting at $12.40, right? Sitting near January, or I should say June 2025 lows, right? If we lose this support here, next big targets to the downside are between $8 to $5 for chain link. So something to be very careful with. Now we do have a target to the upside here. If we can reclaim the previous 2-month range, we do have a target at $17.41 in the short term as a target to the upside. Overall, Chainlink has been very disappointing in price action, has not performed the way it was expected to, even though they have major partnerships, right? One of the key factors here is a lot of people in crypto like to go off fundamentals only, and the fundamentals for Chainlink have never been more bullish, but yet price just can't pump. Price does not pump for Chainlink. You missed what I said about H bar. Let me quickly retrace here, get back to H bar real quick. H bar USDT. Like I said, H bar is at support here around 10 cents. If we lose 10 cents, targets to the downside are around 8 to 6 cents. Targets to the upside in the mid to long term are between 24 to 33 cents for H bar to the upside. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Like I said, I am hosting a free trading webinar this Sunday, January 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern time in 5 days. Absolutely free, an hour long, to help anybody that wants to learn how to trade, right? If you're right now on the fences of, oh, I don't know if I should join the Crypto Citadel. I don't know if that's the right strategy for me, right? I don't know if I can actually start learning this stuff. Come to the free webinar. Come to the free webinar, and you're going to get an hour-long webinar understanding market structure, targets, resistance, support. All of this is going to give you a better idea, better understanding, right, of what the trading course in the Crypto Citadel, which is an hour and 36 minutes long, can do for you with way more advanced topics, right? It's going to also give you a glimpse into what the Crypto Citadel is all about, how to join the Crypto Citadel, and why being in the Crypto Citadel will be very beneficial to you in the long term, right? Once you understand the basic of the strategies of trading, of technical analysis, of understanding market structure. Yes, 11 a.m. Eastern. 11 a.m. Eastern, right? You can sign up for free. I'll actually drop the link here. Drop the link to the webinar right here into the chat. Drop it into the chat. That's for the free webinar. If you want to sign up for the Crypto Citadel, use the code CITADEL50. I'll drop that into the chat as well. That's the link for the actual Citadel, and you can get 50% off your first month with the code CITADEL50, or you can just sign up for the trading webinar. So make sure you guys are doing both of those, or at least the free webinar, so you guys can understand what is happening. You guys, it's not every day you get free access to a trading webinar. Guys, it doesn't happen every single day. I'm not going to be doing these forever. They are limited spots. You got to RSVP because there are limited spots. If you don't RSVP, you might come back later and it's already full. How long this bearish channel lasting? Guessing 3 to 6 months or longer in your opinion. So Sean, yes, there is a possibility, right? Entering into quarter one between 3 to about 6 months definitely is going. The next 3 to 6 months is going to be very critical for Bitcoin, right? If we take the downside first and we start dropping lower towards that $67,000 price target, that is going to take time to play out. Obviously, 3 to 6 months. Now, if we go to the upside, right, there is a bigger chance that if we pump first, that we could get rejected between 105 to 114. If we get rejected from that area, we could still drop down to $67,000, which would be a longer play, around 6 months long, to see all of that happen. So it's going to be very difficult. We're going to have to find out and see what we take first. Do we take the lows, which hopefully we do. Hopefully we drop down first, sweep the lows of this month or in the previous month, and then run it back to 100 plus and never look back again. Do you think the 4-year cycle still apply? No, I don't think the 4-year cycle still applies. I think things are very different. I think people are getting ready for a massive bear market, but I most likely will argue that 2025 was the bear market. Bitcoin has dropped 36% multiple times. We're still in an uptrend, right? We're still making higher lows for Bitcoin overall, but nonetheless, altcoins are down 80+%, which is what happens in a bear market, right? It's just Bitcoin's bear market now is probably just not as steep as it used to be, dropping 60% plus, right? So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we still drop lower, right? There is the possibility that there's that chart out there that shows that every time Japan raises interest rates, Bitcoin drops 20 to 26% throughout 6 weeks, right? So we just had the interest rate hike on the 19th for December for Japan, meaning for the next 6 weeks, Bitcoin could still drop that 20+%. And if we do, dropping 20% from where we are takes us to $67,000 exactly. Altcoins topped 1 year ago. We are well into a bear market. Yes, that is there's a very good chance for that. 100% agree. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Make sure you guys are joining the free webinar and joining the Crypto Citadel. The link is in the profile, my friends. The link is in the profile. If you guys have any issues finding it or have any issues signing up, make sure you send me a DM on TikTok. I will reply to you. I will never DM you first, but you can always DM me. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I got some more stuff to do, some more content to make, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. Maybe I'll go live later tonight again. Where do you think silver goes back to? Silver, we're looking for targets to the downside of, if we have a larger retracement here. Let me pull up my chart. Right. Overall targets, short-term targets here are $68, $68.95 to $68.57 is definitely a short-term target for this week. If we drop below that, we're looking anywhere between $66 to $59 for silver. Doesn't mean that just because we have that drop, we can't continue rallying later down the line. It's actually will be very healthy for it to retrace, build some more support, and then continue pushing higher than just pushing higher forever. Because the faster we go up, the faster we go down. So appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I'm Blockchain Crusader. Make sure you're joining the Crypto Citadel and the free webinar happening this Sunday. The links are in the profile. The links are down below in the description of the video if you're watching on YouTube or anywhere else. Guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.